All right, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to another wonderful episode of Batman Radio. So, man, I gotta talk about this real quick. I gotta talk about this. This is crazy. Yo, we gonna talk about music real quick, just for a minute, right? I don't want to be too long, right? I'm watching people, basically like wanna be rap artists, right? Who still don't have an identity, and they've been rapping for however many decades and years, right? And they've been rapping for free, right? And it's just crazy to me how like you present logic, and you try to bring the facts and try to help people learn, and folks just ain't listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, bro, but that was crazy what I just watched, bro. You know what I mean? These are folks that are supposed to be rappers, bro. You supposed to be able to spit. You supposed to be able to rap. All you care about is hip hop, right? People paid for your computers, paid for your your PC desktop system. These were folks had a lot to say about me. None of it was true, mind you. And they claim they a rapper. You a rapper, but you get on a mic, on an open mic, and that's the best that you can come up with? I'm sorry, bro. We gotta talk about this for a minute. This is crazy, bro. What I just witnessed is crazy, son. What? You in the middle of the mecca of hip hop. You in the middle of New York, right? And this is, part of it. Folks stay in their feelings. Why? Because they can't compete. Because they could never hold a candle to me and could never come close. So first it was they was in their feelings because I was financial and I've always been a financial guy. And I'm a businessman, so I would wear suits back in the day, and you know what I mean? Like, hell, I still do today when I can. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get back to that as soon as I get my money, right? But my point is, I mean, I'm just saying, bro, you in the mecca of hip hop. You in the middle of New York, right? Look like New York City. You got a support system, clearly. You got a whole bunch of folks rolling with you that'll support anything you do, right? Mhm. I mean, it's not really genuine. It's just whatever the agenda is, but they'll support what you do, right? And you get on an open mic out in the public, and that's what you bring. That was it. Boy, that's crazy, man. Like I'm sorry, but it's just crazy that folks be on here. They act like they making records. Like I said, they ain't even rapping about nothing or talking about nothing. And they've been doing this for like decades, bro. The same cycle on repeat over and over. And it's like you can't see, like, where's the self-awareness? Like you can't see what's going on here. You can't see that you're just repeating the cycle over and over again, and it's because you're literally afraid to just get on a stage and actually perform. That's all it is. It's just folks that don't believe in themselves. You know what I'm saying? So when I say the truth and say, I mean, what career have they had? They didn't have a career at any point. We all know this. That's all I said. What's the big deal? Yeah, I'm going to talk and say the truth. Like, no, they never had a rap career. That's what's crazy to me. Like folks just they know that they can't come close to me. They know they can't hold a candle to me. That stuff is crazy, man. I can't believe like I just listened to that. Like that was crazy, bro. Like why are you like on the mic like super nervous. Like it's that big of a deal. Like I understand being nervous sometimes, but like as much as somebody claims that they rap, right? You would imagine and think that at some point you would get over that. I'm just saying, right? At some point you would think that they would, have the courage to just do what they need to do. And if somebody hands you the mic and you in a cipher, mind you, a public cipher in the middle of New York, and it's not a big deal because New York now has become whatever it's become. It's not anywhere close to what it used to be. And someone's reminiscing, talking about the old New York. So what does that mean? It means the same things happening in New York that's happening in Austin, just in a different way. See what I'm saying? See, that's the thing I know is like, man, all these places ain't even what they used to be. And you have all this stuff going on with the system and all the corruption and all the justice being had right now because God is real. I just think that's crazy that somebody has been trying to rap on this network for the last, I don't even know how many decades, and then you get the mic and like freeze up at the controls. That's crazy. All this talk about rap, like that's the thing I know about folks too. Like that's the thing about the internet. I'm telling you, it's totally different in reality than it is on the internet. And folks in their feelings you know, because they don't have the courage to do the real thing. So that's why they all feel some way all the time because they know they can never compete or come close to me. All it's ever been, like I said, it's a compliment. Folks want to be me. So because I can speak publicly, because if you put me on an open mic, I do well on that open mic, right? If I was in the middle of an open mic in New York, boy, I'd be spitting some real rhymes. I can really freestyle. I still practice my craft. And like I said, music for me is a hobby at this point. It's for fun. You know what I mean? And like, I take it seriously too, but I need the resources again to be able to take it seriously. And ain't nobody helping financially or supporting me. So it's like, what can I do? Like, I need a laptop, first of all. That's the first step. And that's really all I need to begin, but then I would need, my to pay the phone, continue to pay the phone. I'm at the point I don't even know if I'm going to pay the phone bill on the 5th. Like, because this is becoming a recurring cycle. And it's like, I don't know if it's honestly time for me to step back, honestly. And it doesn't mean I'd stop anything. Like I'd still do the same stuff. But that's the point. Like I want to change, bro. I want everything to change. I want to travel. I want to see new cities and new states. Like there's things I want to do, bro. You know what I mean? And like this is just becoming a cycle. It's just becoming the same thing over and over. And every time that I think I'm going to expand and build, and I'm like this close, I was this close just around the corner. And like I said, all them folks talk and everybody talks to each other. And now I'm back in this boat. And it's just crazy. I mean, yeah, I'm getting a little bit of circulation. I'm getting a little bit of forward movement. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, bro, I can't sit here and do the same thing for 5, 10, 20 plus years. Like, bro, I want to travel. I want to get this project off the ground to another level. It literally takes anyone to just say, I got a spot, I got a couch, or I got a mattress, you got access to what you need. I'll give you some money, and like somebody who drives, like you can travel with me and like we'll go check out a different city and you can run your project there. Right? And if you don't like it, like here's some money so you have enough money to get on a bus and go back. That's what I need. I need funds for bus tickets, funds for hotel costs, living expenses, and some kind of opportunity where I can move around and get some new scenery and see how it goes somewhere else. Because I'll tell you what folks are doing all over the nation and all over the world. They're just sitting there doing nothing. There's a lot of wannabe rappers. There's people that want to rap. I can run this project anywhere. You know what I mean? Because I know what folks do. They spend their time, they get up, they go have their coffee, and there's nothing wrong with it. I want to get back to that if I could, but that's the thing. I don't have the luxuries y'all have. That's why I focus on my craft. So, like I said, it's just crazy to me, man. Like, it really is crazy. You know what I mean? I was also looking at it's another country, and a lot of these um you know what I'm talking about. The ones who do like the real martial arts, kind of similar to me, and they practice all the kicks and stuff, they come from countries and places that have like zero economy. They have like no money. Like they have bags and they're practicing and they're like standing in like it's just crazy, bro. Like there's nothing over there. And it makes me really think and wonder and realize why God had me go through this time period, because I'm like, yep, it makes sense. And that's how you get the best of the best of the best of the best. I'm telling you, coming from nothing is where it's at, man. You have to come from nothing. That's the only way that you become the champion. And that's my only point. It's the same thing with music. Like, again, how come these folks never came to the round table and had a discussion with me? I mean, you could have been working with Cashless Bang Records. I'm the CEO of it. You could have been at least linked up. I mean, they could have provided the budget, you and your folks. You have folks that have a little bit of money, right? It's not their money, obviously. It's other people's, right? Giving money to them, right? But you have a little bit of a support system. You were given the money to pay your rent. You were given for decades. You were given the money for your little PC computer system with your light up display. I mean, it's clear as day. So you have some funds. I mean, that's what I mean. Like all these folks, they could have just been cool day one. Like I was cool with everybody and went out my way to be nice to everybody. And they could have just been cool and they could have used whatever funds and money they have to support this project and what I'm building. And then we could have worked together. That's the part that I don't understand. Because, like I said, I try to be good with everybody. I don't feel any way but love and positivity for everyone. You know what I mean? So that's my thing. Like, however other folks feel, I can't control. You know, folks feel some way. Okay, that's how they feel. But I'm just telling you the truth, man. That was crazy, bro. It makes me really wonder and think. Like, no wonder folks they don't have the courage to do the real thing, man. And me, man, I've performed at places. Real talk. I've performed in front of people. I mean, I didn't get paid for it or nothing. I've done a lot of them rap events. Actually, I've done quite a few of them, and we all know that I really won every single time, truthfully. But, my point is, it was fun. It always is somewhat fun. And, my point is, like, I just don't understand it, man. I don't understand why folks just, don't want to be productive. Like I said, man, anybody trying to do music, man, if you're an aspiring rap artist, if you got a studio or anything like that, man, y'all should have been hollered at me. Y'all should have been talking to me, man. Cause like I have the actual blueprint for all that. I have the blueprint for business. If you can't tell, I have the blueprint for everything. And that's what I'm saying. Like when it comes to music, man, you could put me on a mic and I can spit 8 million times better than that. What was that, bro? Like, and you hear like that sound coming, through the voice that, for me, I always found it comedic as hell. Like, why was you accentuating that so much? Like I could see when somebody gets on a mic and they super nervous, bro. I'm just being honest. Like that was crazy, bro. And then making excuses, oh, this and that. That's what I'm saying, man. Folks that make excuses, it's because they're used to failing. They don't know how to succeed. So, like I said, that's why all that other stuff and mentality is completely unnecessary. You have a lot to learn. All these folks, they have a lot to learn, and they just need to be mature, and they have a lot to learn. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So all them folks, they could have just listened. They could listen to my program and they could try actually learning from me, right? Like I said, they could take their money any day and start donating and investing in me, and it would give me the tools and resources to be able to do this and get this project to the next level. It's just crazy to me. It really is. It's crazy to me. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was crazy, bro. What I heard. And people got all these different weird styles, and none of it's really hip hop or rap. They don't really know how to freestyle. Like rap is pretty crystal clear, man. I don't know what style y'all have, but it ain't rapping. I don't know what it is. Something else. But I'm just saying, man, I've seen folks on here like you don't have one track out yet, not one real release, not any music yet. This is the truth. You understand? And that's what I'm saying. Like he went to that cipher and he asked them to give him a slower beat, and they looked and said that's crazy. Like, and I don't really care, but no, like isn't it usually the same numbers? Like, yeah, like when you talking about 70, 75, that don't even make no sense, bro. You know what I mean? That's super slow. And it just goes to show that, folks who claim to know the craft and claim to be all about hip hop and rap really don't have a clue and don't know what the hell they doing, right? That's what I'm saying. Like that's a backpack. That's that backpacking stuff. That's what you call a backpack rapper. Real talk. That's what they are. They run around New York and these cities, right? And most of them are homeless, and then they talk about hip hop and rap, and they want to have this notoriety that they a rapper, but nobody else in the city knows that they rap. That's crazy, son. People want a whole identity based off of something that they not don't even do, and when it comes time to spit and time to get on the mic, they scared and don't want to do it. That's what I just witnessed. I'm just saying, while y'all is, at them, fake ciphers, I mean, pretty soon there's going to be a Batman walking around New York, and not just walking, but probably pulling up in tanks and tumblers and bat pods. And that's what I'm saying. Like, do these folks even understand that I'm about one step away, which is just the money? I'm about one step away, man. It's all going to be there and come true. You know what I mean? Like, all I need is the money, because I can go take the classes in Boston or wherever for metal shaping. I can learn how to build the suspensions for cars. They'll teach me how to build to where I can build the bat pods. I'll learn how to create and build my own engines. Then I'll start learning how to build my own engines, which I want engines that run off water and off of free energy. Yeah, I'm a genius. And then I'm going to go further and go into learning how to build tanks and tumblers, which is possible. And I can get in touch with different people and talk to the military. And, I can find out how to actually learn how to do it. Like, I want to learn how to actually build tanks, understand, and tumblers. So, I mean, that's the point. Like, I just need the money. That's the only step I'm missing. That's why it's funny to me when folks want to give their opinion, but then, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the folks that give their opinion all the time. The folks that go to an open cipher in the middle of New York, right? And they like get on the mic and don't say nothing like of any substance. Like, that's crazy to me, bro. You notice how folks always want to change reality and create a false testament and talk backwards, but every decision I've made in my life is correct. And that's a genius that all I am is one step away from the puzzle. I'm one step away from the whole puzzle coming together. I'm a genius, bro. And I've already succeeded. I've already ran circles around everyone financially. I already made and spent more money than your entire government and anyone who ever existed. Nobody can come close to my equity, my assets, or my success, tangible success. These folks, they want to pretend and play games, but you don't know me. There's still different things moving, different things going on. There's a lot happening still, you know. But my deal is like, for me, I don't see any real opportunities. And it is what it is. God is going to give me the opportunity. There's a lot going on in this country, a lot going on in the world. There's crazy stuff going on every day. A lot of stuff happening with these celebrities and actors who have been harvesting my energy for decades and probably centuries. You know what I mean? And you know, that's the thing. Everybody want to be me. That's really the truth. So I'm gonna keep on, just being myself, and I'm gonna keep on bringing the truth. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy, man. Like all that talk about rap, and then you get a chance to rap, and you don't even utilize it, bro. Like what? Like you had a platform right there, and if you actually would network and talk to people, see, they take for granted the opportunities that I would actually be able to utilize. That's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy, bro. Like once I get the money, bro, everybody gonna want to deal with me, and everybody gonna have their hands out, just like they did in the past when I had all the money. Nothing's changed. And that's the first thing. I already know producers online. I can immediately get in touch with them and say, "Yo, I got my money now." Because I ain't telling nobody. I ain't even got to tell them that. I'll just tell them, "Yo, I'm gonna take a trip right now. I'll be in Denver, Colorado, like within a few days." I know a dude that produces for real, and he sounds pretty decent. And the beats he be playing, I don't know. I think he makes them, and they're pretty nice. They're all right. I'm not saying like, I mean, I've heard different producers, so we'll see. But my point is, I make connections like that. I'm gonna be talking to producers and like people who do this like for a living, and whether they make much money on it or not, I don't know. But I mean that they love doing it, that they have passion for the art form and the craft. And man, I could go to Denver, Colorado. I think that's where he's at, and go talk to him, and he'd probably let me show up straight at the studio, right, or whatever, and get to work, man. Like real talk. He'd probably immediately be like, "Yeah, like let's get it going," because that's the thing. Then I can tell him, "Yo, I need beats. I need access to beats," and like see if he tries to charge me or charge me too much, which I'm not doing. I would tell him like, "Bro, just give me like a good, affordable deal on beats, if anything, so I can have full rights." You know what I mean? Or the beats you own, just let me rap on them. But that's the thing. Like I'm gonna be creating like networking and creating connections with producers. That way, anytime I need a beat, I just say send me over like 8,000 beats. They'll send me probably hundreds of beats. You know what I'm saying? And then I get my little studio set up, and get a mobile setup is probably what I'm gonna want, right? Like I used to have. I used to have the Porsche, and I'd pull up. I had the interfaces and everything in the trunk and the mics, and I would literally get all the music equipment out and go set it up in the hotel room. And then I'd just be recording. And I had those little speakers, remember, with the water with the colors in it. It was pretty cool. And that's the thing. Like, I don't know, like I'm not gonna say I took that stuff for granted, but I didn't, when I had all the money, you don't like appreciate things the same. Like you don't realize like, man, I have this stuff and it really means something. And that's why I know God is teaching me to be grateful. It's not that I was ever ungrateful, it's just that I've had so much money and I've made and spent so much money that that's just natural. You just start to take things for granted. You don't realize how important that resource is, so you're not able to fulfill the potential that you can get out of that resource until you don't have it anymore, you don't have anything. It's just the truth. So for me, I'm learning a lot of lessons that I never really had too many lessons to learn. I was always grateful, I was always appreciative, but I think it's more grateful on the aspect of appreciating the small things and realizing like a laptop is a big deal because there's a lot that I can do with it. So to me, I think that's part of what my journey's about. But yeah, man, I don't know what was up with that. That was crazy what I just saw. I'm just saying that's not crazy. Like that's not crazy. Like dudes that you talk to and all they want to talk about is rap. you know, like I'm not even one of those guys. I don't even be worrying about rap. But that's my point. Like all they want to talk about is rap and hip hop and this and that, and like act like they are part of the culture and this and that. And then you get the chance to do it, and we get what we just heard. I can't understand that. That to me that's crazy. That's genuinely crazy. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, I mean, they be releasing like tracks that don't even make any sense. Like, do what you do, man. That's what I'm saying. All the folks that feel some way, they could have been come talk to me and had a real conversation and just, let go of their ego for a minute. And I let go of my ego a long time ago. That's why I became limitless. Like, I'm really telling you the truth. They could have been had a conversation with me and been mature and grown and had a conversation about music, and we could have been worked together, and then they wouldn't be repeating cycles. They would be able, I could teach them how to actually make music and utilize their gifts because they have some talent. But I mean, if you don't have the courage to perform in front of folks, and you're gonna, pull this stunt that you just did over and over again, how are you going to ever have a rap career? I mean, you can't just keep denying reality. As of right now, there is no rap career there. And I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, you have to have courage in order to build a rap career. So that's my point. Like, no, they're telling you the truth. Like, people who really do this and produce, they're telling you how the track moves and how it works. I don't know what you're on. I don't know why you want to keep doing things some other way. I mean, there's one thing to do things unorthodox, but it has to work. Like, I do everything unorthodox, but my style always works. But all that other stuff, I don't know what you talking about. But like I said, we up over $87 for the next check. I'm in a different lane than these folks. Like I said, I may take some days off, because I've been going pretty hard. We'll see. But I don't know, man. I don't even understand it. Like I said, right now I'm trying to get folks to donate so I can get me some bus fare. If y'all could do that for tomorrow, that would be amazing. You know what I mean? So I can go have me a normal day and actually like have some fun and move around and just go do some basic stuff as myself probably. But we'll see what happens. But that's my point, man. Like, bro, I just have all the knowledge now. I'm not a dude who talks. I'm a dude who really gets results and really takes action and wins. you know. So I don't know what to tell you, man. We're gonna keep on getting results. I know that when I get the money, I'll be able to do all the music stuff I want, and that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I could show up in Denver, Colorado. I'd already have a producer to work with. He'll work with me all I want. I already know. You know what I mean? And nobody on here on this network has a clue who I'm talking about. This is all separate stuff. I talk to all sorts of different people. That's the thing. It's a big world. You know what I mean? Like, somebody out there is going to like me. Somebody out there is going to want to work with me. And most people like me, almost everyone actually. So again, what's good and what's up? Like I said, I'm not in the business of wasting time, man. I'm gonna get to the bag, I'm gonna get to the money, and I'm gonna get to the bread. But like I said, nah, man, y'all should be hollering. You should be paying me and having a conversation about the music, man, so I can show you how to actually like get somewhere with your music and build a career. Like, that's what you need. You need to be shown how to build an actual rap career. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the opportunities that you take for granted, I would have utilized. Like, if I had gotten to spit in an open cipher, I would have literally like, man, I would have shut the building down with my rhymes and my lyrics, and people would have been like, man, who's that? I want to talk to you. Like, I can really spit. I can rap. I can freestyle. And I'm talking for real, like forever too. Like, I be doing ciphers actively. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's up with that. That's crazy to me because it's not even my main focus, but yet I'm rapping better than folks that it's their whole focus and everything to them. That's crazy to me. But that's another thing I may take some time out to do too, because I got some headphones. They're actually Bluetooth and they work with the cord. So it's like both modes. Sometimes the cord they don't want to work, but I can charge them and then they work Bluetooth. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have options, man. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, I can take time out to record and get back to music just for fun or whatever if I want, or whatever I want to do, man. But like I said, I just think that folks should take their craft more seriously and you know, I don't know, man. Like, you got to build a career, and that's what I'm saying. I just can tell that fear is what holds people back from pursuing their dreams and their goals. And like I said, that's a personal thing. That has nothing to do with me. So, I mean, again, what's up? Like I said, and that's what I'm saying. Folks is in their feelings when, these are decisions that they could just make better decisions, or they could listen and learn from me and what I'm teaching. And that's really the truth. So, like I said, nah, when I get in ciphers, like, people remember my name. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, another L. You know what I mean? You got to learn how to hold that L. Just crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Like, dude, you just had a chance to shine, and you can spit, like, you can rap. I've heard you, like, you can spit a little, you can rap, and you didn't utilize that opportunity. Like, everybody walked away from that cipher thinking that you can't rap because clearly, you didn't have the courage to show your actual skill. I just find that crazy. I just, like, it's crazy to me how folks will waste all their time. It's just crazy, So me, I don't waste any time. Time is precious. So I don't know, man. We're definitely not the same. I'll say that. But do what y'all do. Like I said, that's the thing. Once I get the money, I'll have everything going. I'll have the music moving. I'll have the this project moving and expanding. I'll have everything moving. And that's what they don't understand. Like, I love making music and I love music, period. I'm always still, mess with the music heavy and be a part of it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with me. I mean, I went worldwide independently for real. No wonder they feeling so much. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, everything I do, they want to copy. They was trying to talk about worldwide. I mean, the only one who went worldwide is me. I'm like the only one in the world who went worldwide independently. What are you talking about? What? So when folks can't compete or can't come close, I guess they feel some way. So it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all a compliment, and I shine, and it is what it is. I'm gonna keep shining. I'm a shining star, and so is everybody. In their own right, everybody should be shining. So it is what it is, man. But like I said, I'm just saying you could have utilized that opportunity, man, and you could have actually built off of it and done something with it. That's just crazy to me. But like I said, you know, New York isn't the old New York anymore. But like I said, I'm gonna be up there and I'll be enjoying stuff too. So that's what's gonna be funny. It's gonna be hilarious. And I don't know if these folks understand, but you know, I'm not concerned. I'm gonna be doing what I need to do up there and working, and I'm gonna be out there. You know, so it is what it is. I mean, like I said, I'm not sure if people understand, basic reality or not, but I definitely do. I know reality. I know what it really is. All right. I'll talk to you in a minute, man. Take it easy. But yeah, man, if you get an opportunity like that, you should really utilize it, man. Like, come on, bro. You got to show people your talent and show people you can rap, bro. You know what I mean? Like, people, you're not just, people are not handing out real record deals, man, and they're all 360 deals. Like, you got to negotiate your terms, and you got to be able to really spit and have some talent. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Every rapper that I ever knew failed. Every CEO of every major record label I ever knew or heard of, they weren't rich and they failed. The whole hip hop rap game has pretty much failed. Nobody succeeded in it. Nobody got rich. Nobody made any money. It's all Freemasonry. So what are you talking about? Like I said, y'all waste your time participating in a system that's run and owned by the prison industrial complex. Something I would never do. That's why when folks are like, make it, there's no such thing as making it. What rapper made it? Look at everything that's happened. That's why you don't want to be a rapper that works with the industry. You want to be a rapper like me who stands on his own too, right? And is a man and, independent. Everybody wants to go independent. Even Nelly wanted to go independent. So I'm independent and I went worldwide independently. So I'm doing things the right way. You might want to listen and try to learn from me. You feel me? So that's all. I'll talk to you in a minute, man. Keep it easy, bro. That's hilarious, though, man.